Hi guys, how you doing? My name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Good morning, everyone. It looks like it's going to be a nice day today, on and off. It's been overcast and it was a bit chilly this morning, but it'll probably heat up as the day goes on. Alexa, what's the temperature?
At the moment, it's 18 degrees Celsius.
So it's only
Today, you can expect a high of 22 degrees.
So,
By the way, you have a new notification. Do you want to hear it?
yes.
One new notification from Amazon. Today, there's a chance of rain near you in Rochester, starting around 8 a.m. and stopping around 9 a.m.
Yeah, I think we've already had a bit of rain. It's a bit damp on the ground, but the sun's out now. So it's 18 degrees at the moment, but what happens is it usually heats up as the day goes on. It's 24 degrees inside the flat, so it's warm. Inside the building itself, it's warm. So guys, I got up just before 7 this morning, and I thought I'm just going to get ready and take Max out for a walk because it's cooler earlier on in the morning, and it's cooler for Max and it's cooler for me. So I just got ready and then I went out of the door, down the stairs and out and walked straight up onto the fields. There was a female jogger with a white baseball cap like I've got, jogging around the field and all around the area. So she was a similar height to myself with a white baseball cap, because in some of my videos I've got a white baseball cap on. Yesterday there was a woman walking with a man with a baseball cap with a bun. She had a bun in her hair, but she was a bit more bigger than me, a bit more stockier than myself. So they mimic, they copy, and they copy your mannerisms, and yeah, but it's them. So I look at it in a different way now. That's not me. That's not me. That's them. So, I mean, if they're walking down the road and they've got a great big stain on their top, but they're dressed like me, it's not me. It's them. It's not me that's got a stain down the top. It's them. Do you see what I'm saying? They mimic and they try and make you feel anxious about yourself and all that kind of thing. These gang stalkers, one of their tactics that they use is to mimic the way you move, mimic the way you look, and mimic what you're wearing. And it's supposed to like drag your self-confidence down, especially if they're wearing things that are dirty, smelly, greasy. Do you know what I mean? It makes you think you look like that and makes you feel awful. But they're actually walking around smelling. They're walking around with greasy hair. They're walking around with whatever. But it's not me. So I don't take any notice of that anymore. It doesn't bother me. I've read so much about gang stalking and how it affects people, so much so that they've committed suicide, and they're not worth it. These individuals, actors, actresses, whatever they are getting paid to do this, to try and destroy me. Now, I'm not famous, I'm not a celebrity, I'm just an ordinary member of the public. The only thing that I can think it is that I've upset an ex, I've upset somebody high up, or when I rang the police about what I was going through and what my father was doing to me, so it might have upset somebody, and they're trying to get me to shut my mouth and be quiet and use various tactics to do so. As long as you've got confidence in yourself and don't let them drag you down to their level, then you're all right. But there are days when I feel like crap, and then I look at them and they piss me off with their coughing. It's the coughing that pisses me off the most. The coughing, the fake coughing. You know, whenever I walk past or something. And you know it's fake. The fake coughing, that's another tactic. Putting their number plates, right? I mean, it's like elites toying with peasants, if I can put it in that context. That's what it feels like to me. Elites and people with a hell load of money messing with people that have got problems, like drug addicts, people drinking, and like myself, I'm just an ordinary person trying to get by every day with what little money I have. And they come up and down this road with their open top cars, jeering, laughing, beeping their horns. They did it in Gloucestershire as well. They drove limousines past me and did that out of the window, which is lovely, isn't it? When you're struggling and walking with your daughter who's got a bad leg up the road and a limousine comes past and someone does that out of it, it makes you feel wonderful. It really does. Also, when I was heavily pregnant and I didn't have any partner, and I was carrying my mops and buckets up to my safe house flat, and they would do the same thing with their limousines while I was struggling, 6 months pregnant, walking up the path. No one helped. They would tread over you if you fell over. And I've grown strong. I've grown a thick skin. I don't give a shit about it. I look after myself. If I fall down, I pick myself up and I make sure I fucking do as well. Because no one's going to help me. They was quite willing to let me die in Gloucestershire, just to cover up their corruption. So I just carry on doing what I'm doing. And now I just, all right, you want to be stupid, you want to dress up, you want to make out I look smelly, dirty, and my hair's all greasy, you go ahead. I know it fucking isn't, so carry on. If you want to go around stinking of stig of dump and your hair's all dirty and flies are going around you, that's you, that ain't me. So get on with it. They pay these people. I mean, they probably give money to drug addicts and drunks to annoy me, to cause trouble, start fights and stuff like that. Anyway, so I went onto the field. There's this jogger with a white cap. She's dressed like me, and she's jogging around the field and around the surrounding area. There wasn't many people on the field. There was a woman with a really large dog, and there was another woman, and that was about it. And then when I came off the field, there's this Clark's van, black Clark's van, and there's an Asian man been working all week in a yellow fluorescent jacket, been putting barriers up near the steps where I walk Max. There was people sat outside Costa Coffee. The short, stocky guy with a yellow high-vis jacket and black hair was delivering to the co-op. And I just carry on my business. I just walk my dog and just keep out of it. I keep myself to myself. Don't get involved with any of it. So, to me, it's just made up bullshit. Everything is. And I have to eat, I have to go out, I have to breathe air, and I have to do things knowing that no one's going to speak to me, no one's going to help me, and that I this is the way it is. And it's been like it since I left my ex-husband in 2004. That's what it's been like for 21 years. Knowing that no one's going to help me. If I get hurt, no one's going to heal me. There's other people that go through this as well, and one of them is Brian Harvey. That you know that if you go to hospital, they are going to make, you know, when I had that blood transfusion, I was lucky to come out of there alive. because they were fucking about and being stupid in there. There was oxygen canisters exploding next to me. Oxygen canisters exploding next to my bed where another patient was sat. So you know that you've basically got to hope and pray nothing happens to you. Really? And this is what it's like for most targeted individuals, whistleblowers, whatever you call us. They won't help. No one's helped me at all. I just sit here and, if a light bulb blows, I've got to fix it myself, which I can do. Yeah, things need fixing, but you get funny characters coming out to your flat doing silly things. You've got to put up with their shit. So if someone comes out to fix something in my flat, I've got to put up with their crap. It's like they come in and talk shit, and you've got to watch them all the time, watch them like a hawk. Because when I was in Gloucestershire, workmen came into my flat and they started messing around in my toilet. They started opening cupboards. You see, I had a baby then, and I was looking after my baby and keeping my eye on my baby, and workmen would come in and they'd start going through my cupboards. I said, what are you doing going through my cupboards? Oh, I'm looking for something. I said, but there's nothing in there that, you need to look in there for. They messed about with the gas. So I have to be very careful. So I went out for a walk max for the usual half an hour. They were noisy next door, noisy. I could hear them. When I came back, they were talking loudly next door to me, really loud, giggling and whatnot. I came into my flat after the walk, and then I thought, well, I need to get some more water. I get fed up of I wanted some flavoured water, and I wanted to read the newspaper. So I thought, right, I'm going to go out to the co-op, and it is horrible. It's horrible because they play acts in the shops. They make out you're a thief. Some of it's stemming from my mother. I know it is. Spreading rumours that aren't true. Saying nasty things about me behind my back, and all sorts of things. I know I can't trust my mother. I know that. So I went out to the co-op, walked up the road, and I walked into the co-op, and Kim, I'm not saying anything nasty about Kim, by the way, I'm just telling you what happened. That's all. So I walked up the road, and I walked into the co-op, and Kim was behind the desk, and she was talking to a lady like she talked to me on Sunday. So she was all nice, and she was talking to the woman, and there was a younger woman as well. Then Kim went out the back. She went out the back. She disappeared out the back. When I came into the shop, she disappeared out the back. Now, I spoke to Kim on Sunday, and she was talking to me. She was all nice and everything. So I come into the shop. She goes out the back. On the stall is a bag of cat litter, right? No one should encourage theft. So there's a cat litter with a handle on the stall when they stand to stack the shelves. There's a bag of cat sand, which I've got in the past, and I've used. I can't afford £8 for a bag of cat litter, so it's just there, solitary, just there with the handle up. There's hardly anybody in the shop. There's like a couple of blokes near where you get the Costa coffees, but apart from that, there's nobody in there. Kim's gone out the back, and there's a girl, a female assistant, behind the counter. So I'm just thinking, why is there a bag of cat litter just stood there? Just ignore that. And my mood changes. I've gone in there and I felt okay. And then, of course, she goes out the back and I just feel shit. Don't know why, I'm just explaining to you what I felt like. So I goes and gets my bits, put them in the basket, and I've got cash and a card, see, a little bit of cash and a little bit on the card. And I want to pay for my own stuff. I'm quite capable of paying for my own stuff. I'm an adult. Anyway, the paper plays up, the newspaper. And the girl isn't so nice. She's like, I've dropped on it, change on the floor. The girl isn't so nice to me. No, she's not. She's all like, So the barcode on the newspaper is there. It's there. I don't know why it's there, but it's there. It's usually on the edge. It's there. So I put that through the self-service checkout. Oh, and there's a problem. There's a problem. There's a problem. And she looks at me and she goes, oh, well, you'll have to try it again. And if it doesn't go through, I'll have to serve you. I thought, oh, fair enough, okay. Put it through again. So she wasn't helpful. She didn't come over. She just stood there and like barked at me, you know. So I said, fair enough. Put it through. It didn't go again. She went, you'll have to bring your stuff over here. So I brought my stuff over there. And she put it through. And Kim usually puts my things in a bag. And I said, can I have a bag, please? So she gets my stuff in the bag. And she says, oh, the co-op, Kim usually takes the co-op card and puts it through on the reader for me. And she went, you'll have to put your card through there. You'll have to put your card through there. So I got the card. And then she pointed and she went, there. I did it there. So it was like I was being barked at and ordered about by a younger woman. That's what it felt like. She wasn't so friendly and she wasn't so nice. I remained cool, calm and collected. She didn't say thank you when I left. I said thank you and she didn't say thank you. So I just walked out of the co-op. I remained cool, calm and collected. I didn't get cross. I felt I'd been treated like that. But I just carried on down because normally it makes me feel upset and angry. But I thought, right, you want to behave like that, you behave like that. So I just walked out the shop, walked down the path, and next door were laughing. So I'm walking down the road. My next door neighbours have come out dressed in African clothing. You know, bright orange. The woman was large, and she was with the guy. Two black people dressed in African regalia, and they were running up the road laughing past me. So you can imagine what I felt like. Even though it probably wasn't anything to do with me, I'd been served like shit, and then my neighbours had come out running up the road dressed, laughing their heads off up the path. So I didn't say a word. I just carried on walking, kept my mouth shut, and I walked into the flats. And I just came up the stairs into my flat, and I just thought, my goodness, you know, it's just all this play acting going on. You never meet anybody. They don't talk to you. Nobody does. They just do these silly things. And being a gang stalking victim, it's living solitary on your own, fighting these demons that just want to attack you every single day and make you miserable and unhappy. So I was in my flat quite a while before my mother, Jennifer, rings the phone. And what the fuck? I just answered the phone. I went, hello. And then my mum went, hello, is that you? And I went, yes, it's me. She went, hello, it's your mother Jennifer. And I thought, here we go again. What the hell is this? What are you ringing me for? Just hello, just to say hello, it's your mother Jennifer. And I thought I'm not sitting on the phone for 2 minutes listening to a load of rubbish. And I'm not listening to the background noises and what you're saying. And I went, all right then, see you later. And I ended the phone call. And we've had all that before where she's nice all over the phone and I've gone up there and I've got shouted at, and I don't want any of that anymore. Don't want it anymore. I have the right to put the phone down. I do. I have the right to put the phone down. I have the right to terminate the call if it's upsetting me. And that's exactly what I did. That is exactly what I did. I said, see you later, and put the phone down. I mean, I'm not playing games. This is my life. And I'm not being told what to do or barked at or shouted at. If people want to serve me like shit in shops, that's their prerogative. You're not going to catch me being rude on a CCTV camera. You'll catch yourself being rude, but you won't catch me. See you later.